Hello, my name is Cole Skaggs, and this is my final project for market and consumer behavior. The book I read was Decoding the New Consumer Mind by Kit Yarrow. The points that I'll be covering are 5 psychological shifts, isolation individualism, intensified emotions, technovation, consumer trust, 4 C's of involvement, and breakthrough messaging, and how they pertain to department store retail. 5 key psychological shifts catalyzed by our use of technology are of particular importance to how, when, and why people shop and buy. The first shift I'd like to discuss is innovation optimism. Today we're all early adopters. Once hesitant, consumers have become eager to try new products. The usefulness, ubiquity, and intimacy of technology have transformed innovation weary consumers into optimists. The deep intimacy we have with our technology, phones that rest on our nightstands and computers that we interact with more than people, is unlike any relationship we've had with products in the past. In fact, eagerness and even insistence might better describe many consumers' view of innovation. This is particularly true of those younger than 33, the first generations to grow up in a digital world. They have high expectations and they want quick fixes to their problems, and they view innovation as the hallmark of excellence in product design and communication. A good example of this would be people waiting in line for the new iPhone to come out on its release date. The next shift I'd like to discuss is consumer empowerment. The source trusted by the largest majority is people like me. Before the internet, people like me would have been friends and acquaintances at work, school, or over the backyard fence. Social media have given people like me a huge megaphone and made them among the most powerful marketers in the world. With trust for businesses at an all-time low, consumers increasingly rely on the words and actions of other shoppers to guide their purchases. Keller Fay Group, a word-of-mouth research and consulting firm, estimates that there are 1 trillion conversations going on about brands in the United States every year. A good way of explaining this would be an individual scrolling through product reviews online while they're relaxing at home. The next shift I'd like to discuss is faster ways of thinking. Through our use of technology, we've become mental speed demons. Our sense of time, ability to focus, and capacity for attention have shifted gears. Because our malleable adaptive brains respond to our experiences, the areas we use becomes even more efficient, faster, and more powerful, and what we don't use becomes less effective. Digital world is a place where we scan and view rather than read, and we've become bombarded by stimulation and constant interpretations. It is an environment that trains us to want everything faster and to crave stimulation. We're more easily distracted, and we have less tolerance for ambiguity and nearly everything else that requires patience. A good way of displaying this would be an individual ordering next-day delivery on a product from a department store online, or an individual going through the self-checkout line in Walmart. The fourth of the 5 psychological shifts I'd like to discuss is symbol power. Facebook posts that have photos generate 53% more likes and 103% more comments than text-only posts. A picture paints 1,000 words. Today we've taken that idea and run with it. The super speedy adoption of Instagram and Pinterest, the migration of Facebook postings from primarily words to primarily photos, and the ubiquity of photo text messages are testaments. Photos and videos are fast, easy, emotional, potent, and evocative, which makes them essential in an era when we have less patience for writing or calling, yet are hungrier than ever for human connection. A way department stores use this concept now is through Instagram ads. They reach a younger crowd, and they can engage in the Instagram ad in seconds. The 5th and final psychological shift that I'd like to talk about is new ways of connecting. Although many of us use technology to orchestrate and facilitate existing relationships, plenty of us have also given up over big chunks of face-to-face time to technology-infused time with others. Fully 39% of Americans spend more time socializing online than they do face-to-face with other people. Why does this matter? Because deep relationships and a sense of belonging are essential to our physical, emotional, and mental health. Psychologically, we respond differently when our communication is buffered by technology. A way that department stores can utilize this concept is by using locational apps. So if an individual enters a location such as their department store, an app download possibility will pop up on an individual's phone, and they can enter into a rewards program or other such of that nature. The next concept I'd like to discuss is isolation, and furthermore, self-reliance. In 1950, fewer than 10% of Americans lived alone. Today, it's over 28%. Although living alone doesn't necessarily translate to being isolated or lonely, this shift speaks to the growth of independence in relation to interdependence. Loneliness affects our product choices. Non-lonely people prefer products that are endorsed by the majority, which is 80% of previous customers. Lonely people prefer products that are not endorsed by the majority, only that are preferred by only 20% of previous customers. In an experiment conducted in 2013, people who felt isolated or excluded made riskier financial decisions and had a greater appetite for gambling. A way that department stores can capitalize on this demographic is by focusing more so on single-serve products and products that are focused more so for an individual rather than more than one. Next concept I'd like to discuss is narcissism. Narcissism is a personality style with powerful emotional components that drive interactions and purchasing needs. Most people are not narcissists in a clinical sense of the word, but everyone has some narcissistic qualities. Special and exclusive offerings are like catnip to the narcissistic oriented. It's not just about getting, it's about winning. Secrets are exciting, and they create a bond. They work not just for the more narcissistic shopper. All of us feel special when we're on the inside. The following is an example of a narcissistic shopper being offered an unmarked deal and acting upon it.
Hey man, how you doing, bud?
Hey, what's up?
Hey man, it's not marked. These clothes are 50% off.
The next concept I'd like to talk about is technovation, and furthermore, mobile checkout and mobile ordering. Retailers that have replaced cash registers with mobile checkout devices such as Barney's, AT&T, and Anthropologie help eliminate one of customers' greatest sources of irritation, waiting, and the use of new technology elevates the stores and the mindsets of customers. Nearly 3/4 of shoppers would rather use their smartphones than consult store associates for simple tasks. Nearly half of smartphone owners have downloaded retailer apps. Nearly 85% of smartphone owners use their phone to shop in the past month, and there are now more mobile connected devices on Earth than there are people. A way department stores could utilize this situation is by sending individuals emails for exclusive offerings if they were to buy their product online. The next concept I'm going to talk about is consumer trust. The foundation of a more authentic brand experience is trust. That starts with promising only what you can deliver and delivering on your promises. Most brands and retailers do just that. Today it takes more. A brand that feels solid, authentic, and real is one that cares and has the courage and confidence to listen without defensiveness, is sincere in showing its need and appreciation for its customers, is so clear about its integrity that it shares openly and unashamedly, has a distinct personality, anthem, and community. I interviewed a few individuals to ask them if they had any brands that they trusted and that they were loyal to.
What is a brand that you're loyal to and why?
A brand that I am loyal to is Nike simply because of the fact of the quality of the clothing that they have, the variety of options that they have, and the comfort that it gives me while I do physical activity, while I go through my day, and just everything else in between.
What is a brand that you are loyal to and why?
American Eagle because, I don't know, they always have good stuff and it's always lasts for a long time. It's good quality.
What is a brand that you're loyal to and why?
I'm loyal to Apple with all their features like the Apple Watch, the iPhone, and like all their features within the iPhone like the Apple Music and all that good stuff because I've been using it for probably about 10 years. Never had really many problems with it other than breaking the screen and all that good stuff, but they created features that help that with glass screen protectors and just phone cases that help not break your phone a lot.
The next concept I'm going to talk about are the 4 C's of involvement, which are champions, customization, crowdsourcing, and contests. The first C is champions. Brands and retailers are no longer defined exclusively by what they have to say about themselves. Today, consumers are more interested in what other consumers, employees, bloggers, and the media have to say. Consumers who are willing to vouch for, recommend, or discuss your brand not only help spread the word, but also are more credible. Social media is the tool of champions. The fundamentals are the ratings and reviews of users on brand websites and review websites such as Yelp and Angie's List. This is clearly an important aspect for department stores because one reviewer on the internet is capable of receiving over millions of views on his product review for your company. The next C is customization. Many consumers, particularly young adults, enjoy being part of the process of creating the products they'll own, from bicycles to running shoes. They like having something that's unique to their needs and their taste. Consumers who are invited to play and create on websites and apps develop a deeper relationship with the brands that have facilitated the experience. They're investing time and imagination, which facilitates an emotional connection to the brand. The next C is crowdsourcing. Our ability to harvest the opinions of our consumers in order to extend, develop, and refine brand offerings is an unmistakable opportunity. Caterpillar, maker of equipment like backhoe loaders and hydraulic excavators, actually crowdsourced the truck. Through their online customer research panel, Caterpillar incorporated the input of vocational truck users throughout the development stage of a new multi-purpose truck. One of the original crowdsourcing companies is the online clothing retailer Threadless. What started in 2000 as a simple t-shirt design contest turned into what Inc. magazine called the most innovative small company in America. The 2.5 million members of the Threadless community create and submit designs, vote on designs, buy designs, and more recently, play around on their website and attend online and in-person events. The fourth and final C is contests. It's human to want to play games, to engage, compete, and be challenged. Although winning is wonderful, the process of playing is also satisfying because it fuels our imaginations and connects us with others. Even though other players might be the enemy, we still have a sense of common purpose and belonging. American Eagle Outfitters tapped into the aspirations of nearly 80,000 people hoping to see themselves on the big screen. Finalists had their photos displayed on the giant 25-story LED screen outside the American Eagle flagship store in Times Square. 7 winners received $3,000 each, and 200 finalists received a $100 American Eagle gift card. The contest generated interest and enthusiasm, well beyond the 80,000 hopefuls. More than 500,000 people viewed photos of contestants. Online view time collectively topped 40 years over the 4-week voting. The final concept I'd like to discuss is breakthrough messaging. Communication with a kick, the kind that engages the recipient as much as the sender, has emotional intensity and personal relevance. Research shows that when people view web pages, they don't really read. They scan in quick cursory patterns, digesting bits and pieces of information as they go. Consumers are relying on brands and retailers to translate product characteristics into emotional benefits. The more extraordinary those emotional benefits, the better. Department stores should utilize this concept every day when they engage with their customers. It could be as simple as sending your customer an email notification in a friendly manner stating that their package is shipped and stating their name. And that concludes my video for Decoding the New Consumer Mind by Kit Yarrow. Thank you for watching.